A Ukrainian drone, a T-64 of Tank Ukraine observed from the hill, and a Russian T-72B3 at the last time Avdiivka'nın apparently rolled towards each other. The two tanks designed by Soviet who grimaced Treelines changed a few rounds of 125 mm of main pistols, each withdrawn until the Russian tank was smoke and withdrawn and missing. A explosive loaded Ukrainian drone chased after T-72 as the tank was withdrawn and apparently squeezing the turret. The fruitless tank war is rarely remarkable in Ukraine. Tanks often cause attacks against infantry attacks, or more often firing their weapons in enemy positions for miles away. It is also remarkable because 1st Tank Brigade Ukrainian Army most experienced 5 tank brigades. Army.1. In early weeks, Russia's wider attack on Ukraine. Tank defended Chernihiv in northern Ukraine, 60 miles north of Kiev. 1st Tank raised T-64BV tanks lay in the forests around city, with T-64BV tanks passing Russian columns at close range. However, Chernihiv's 6-week defense, although successful, was expensive for the 1st Tank. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, 2,000 soldiers of the unit referred to 1,000 war areas. After being attacked against Ukrainian units, the Russian invasion was released from North Ukraine in March and April 2022. After 1st Tank withdrew for a long rest and reset, in summer of 2022, the tank took action again at Donetsk Oblast in east of Ukraine. For 18 months, the brigade fought in the east, redeploying his battalions to blunt Russian attacks and re-deployed to support Ukraine's attacks against Ukraine. While southern opposition of Ukraine was wounded in this autumn, the Russian army took action for something that has become a new tradition: early eastern attack in winter. A Ukrainian castle, just northwest of Donetsk City, attacked A Avdiivka with a multi-flagged Russian force. For Avdiivka, the 2-month war was a bloodbath for the Russians. They lost much less to the Ukrainian garrison Avdiivka, while hundreds of vehicles and potentially lost thousands people. However, as long as Russia does not care about sacrificing from thousands of lives in Ukraine comes to mind, expensive Russian meat attacks works. As in the year Severodonetsk and Bakhmut this spring, it may be time to decide that Ukrainian commanders will not be worth keeping the remains of Avdiivka. Then it is not now.may have come from. If so, although hundreds of Western tanks from Ukraine's foreign allies, German Leopard 1s and the Leopard 2s, British Challenger 2s, American M1s, Ukraine's best tank brigade in Ukraine's old tanks, drive in old tanks. At the beginning of the tank 2022, hundreds of T-64 mainly went to war with T-64BV OBR.Modern optical satellite navigations and 2017 models with new radios. Ukraine's Kharkiv tank facility has worked closely with partners in the Czech Republic. Since then it has potentially updated hundreds of T-64BV to new OBR. Tank distributes a mixture of T-6